What is up everyone, welcome to Ambience and Design. This is the channel where I'll post all my architecture content here at Iowa State University, and in this episode may be showing you the first step to my pavilion design. So after the 9x12 drawings, our instructor asked us to make 4 models in order to further dive into what we're doing. I made 4 of them, but sadly I didn't record the other 3, so you couldn't see it. To be honest, they weren't that really outstanding, but with the 4th one, my instructor came and saw it and said to me, there's something really strong about this. I want you to further explore this. And I was like, okay, alright, let's dive into this and see what this composition holds. So what you're seeing here is the second version of what I did before. I first cut out 2 triangular panels, then I score them just a little bit so that they can form a curve. Next thing is that I put holes in the exterior side, and then I proceed to bend them in a fashion like a bird's wing folding up. After the second version, my instructor asked me to produce 3 more variations of the same type. So the first thing I thought about was to explode my model, taking away one by one and leaves almost nothing behind. With the second version, you can see through the facade, there are holes that can allow light to penetrate, and the columns would support the wings. With the third variation, I imagine a series of wires that are positioned in a way that it creates curves, and these panels would hang from these wires and create this curve-like structure. For the 4th variations, all I did was to change the columns' ending position, so all of them converge at the top of the other panel. For the last variation, I imagine one side of the panel would be organic, just like a tree, and they'll be growing. And all of the columns will grow with the panels and detaching from the main structures. Then I transitioned into site analysis, and for the first time of doing site analysis, I chose a pretty easy site, which is the central campus of Iowa State University. There's nothing going on there. So it's just like a small amount of trees, sun path, and sidewalks to include in my site analysis. Then it's model making time. I actually start with the site model. So what I did is that I went up to ArcGIS and I printed out the contour lines. Then I scale it and I print it out and trace it over the white foam sheets. Then I cut them out and glue them together. Afterwards, I go to Hobby Lobby and purchase some balsa wood pieces and glue them at the edges of my site model so that it looks nice and clean, but my instructor told me to take them off, so I took them off. Next, I cut out pieces of sidewalks and put them together with my site in order to see the scale of it. I also want to have a really nice base for my pavilion, therefore I went and construct 2 tiny molds and poured concrete. So when I pull them out, as you can see here, they are really nice. Afterwards, I cut out rectangular pieces of foam and glue them around where my pavilion is because I'm going to pour a thin layer of plaster over my site model so that when it dries, it gives a really professional look to my model, and instead of having to look like foam. As you can see, I think the result looks really awesome. You no longer see sheets of foam stacking on top of each other, but instead a smooth transition from contour to contour. But this is only the early phase after it dries. Because I didn't take consideration of the ratio between plaster and water, when the plaster dries up, the water evaporates, therefore bending all of my foam sheets and warping all of the contour lines. My site model is basically ruined. Now I have to redo everything once again. But there is a silver lining within this situation, because with the first model, I forgot to scale it to quarter scale and left it at 150 scale. Therefore, my pavilion model as well as my site model are 150 scale, and they look really small compared to quarter scale people when I put them into the model. For the second model, it only requires a sheet of foam. Then I cut out the contour lines and glue them together. I Mod Podge brown paper that I bought from the store. And that's it for this video. I hope you liked the video. Like, subscribe, and comment down below for more architecture content from Iowa State University, and I will see you next time.